You've written brilliantly in the last 24, 48 hours about essentially Silicon Valley's reaction to the events of the past week, the RNC and J.D. Vance being Trump's VP pick. Just summarize the reporting for us, please.
Right. So there has been a huge outpouring of support for Trump and his VP nominee Vance. Not only has Elon Musk and Mark Andreessen and Ben Horowitz, as well as David Sachs, Doug Leone and Sean McGuire from Sequoia Capital, all of these tech and venture capital, big name, very prominent people here in Silicon Valley have all lined up to support Trump in recent weeks, with gaining momentum as more and more seem to like what he has to say about tech policy specifically.
They realize in some ways this might be controversial for those that are in their family. That's certainly what Ben Horowitz spoke to, that people within their company, Lizette, to take such an openly political stance. But what is in it for small tech, as they call it? Because from what we understand, well, the VP pick doesn't like big tech much.
Right, that's right. So on small tech, which is what Mark Andreessen and Ben Horowitz, they call it their little tech agenda, specifically for startups, there's a couple of areas that they're really hoping to bend the ears of Trump and Vance on, including potentially open sourcing AI, loosening crypto regulation, and possibly taking another look at the FTC and the antitrust regulations that we've seen come down. And one of the reasons for that is because although it does target big tech companies, by preventing them from acquiring smaller startups, it closes down that path as an exit for them, and they can only IPO, which hasn't been as strong in recent years.
Lizette, we made the point on the show, and we can illustrate it again with a visual representation of who's come out in support of Trump. But it is many or some of Silicon Valley. It's not all of Silicon Valley. So what have you learned about any remaining support in that industry for the Democratic Party, or even those that have changed position along the way?
That's an excellent point, Ed. And again, the reason why this is so significant on some ways is because it's been a major departure for many people that have long time voted Democrat. But to your point, it's certainly not all of Silicon Valley. These are some very prominent names that are supporting him, but there's still a large contingent of Democratic voters backing Biden. Certainly, Steve Ballmer, Marissa Mayer, quite a few others have traditionally supported Democrats. And so, the conversation is still very mixed. It's certainly not all tech, and it's certainly not all of Silicon Valley.
More broadly, Lizette, is this likely to get louder as we go towards November? Is it just that this is a moment in time where people lay their cards out and get on board the rest of those that they work with, and indeed the portfolio companies understanding their stand?
I think it will get increasingly louder, more raucous, and potentially more divisive if you look at some of the beefs happening right now, playing out on the X platform, because campaigns and gain steam as we get closer to the election date. So I don't anticipate this ratcheting down anytime soon. Doesn't mean it won't stay civil. But we will look ahead to see how things will progress.